looking the center of my screen at all. And
Okay,
then,
there we go.
okay. And it is 11:01. So if you would,
12:01 for us Eastern folk.
oh, yeah,
I got
that's
a whole
true.
extra hour.
That's true.
Okay, I am going to um I I uploaded it to YouTube and then we sent an email out last time with the links to everything. So
Yeah.
we'll be able to get that for you, Sandy.
Yes. I'm hoping if everything works right, technology wise, it will be out by the end of the day.
I'm gonna mute the chat though so I can see my screen. So
Okay.
if you see anything, Peyton,
Uh,
let me know.
I
Okay,
gotcha.
so let's get started. Thanks for joining me Friday in probably the middle start of busy season for most people. This one's not going to be as long, I think, as the sciencey one, just because the science is way more entailed. If you guys do not know who I am, I'm Kristen Smithers. I am a board certified light therapist. I've owned my wellness salon and spa for 7 years now, 7.5 years now. And then prior to that, I was in the industry for about 3 years beforehand. I have a personal connection to red light. I used it to help treat arthritis in my knees before I had surgery to clear it all out. And it was the only thing that really helped me before, during, after physical therapy, after the surgeries. And that was the first thing that I added to my salon when I bought it. It was just a tanning salon. And I'm very much a person that if there's something that I don't know the answer to, I have to find out everything about it. And unfortunately, that has been red light for the past 10 or so years. So you guys can soak up any knowledge that I have. The last webinar was on the science of everything. And if you need help in that area, I will refer you to my YouTube to watch that video. I'll go over it super, super quick today. And then I'm hoping I did a good job putting everything together because I obviously actively sell red light to my clients, to salons that are interested in adding red light, and to try to put everything on a piece of paper and like, okay, this is what we need to do. This is what we focus. We'll see how it turns out. So if you have any questions, obviously let me know throughout the presentation. But I love helping everybody in our industry out. I firmly believe we are only as strong as our weakest link. So if everybody can be on the same page when it comes to talking about light therapy, selling light therapy, having it in your practice, it's just going to make our industry stronger. And I know we have a couple people on that don't have tanning. I'm not really going to talk about it too much for tanning or anything, but that's obviously my baby. That's our industry. And we get so much hate. So if we can position ourselves as the know-all and like the resource for light therapy, I think it's just going to grow our industry so much. So that's my why. And I guess let's dive into it.
Yay.
All right. So red light is huge. Everywhere you go, everywhere you look, people are adding red lights to all their businesses. They're selling stuff. I think I even saw stuff at Sam's Club, which was I would never personally endorse. But everybody's trying to tap into the field of light therapy one way or another. It is so talked about, but it is actually the most like completely undersold feature. I see a lot of salons struggling in the area of like, oh, we sell red light and then tanning and products and tanning and products. And then maybe in a couple months, they'll be like, oh, by the way, we still have red light. So it's one of the areas that everybody can use. Every single one of your clients coming into your salon will benefit from light therapy in one way or another. So instead of treating it like a small add-on or potentially investing into like not so good systems and hyping up stuff that's not going to work, we really should market this as a core and effective service. It will create long-term loyal clients out of your patrons. And I mean, that's the goal for everybody. Anytime you invest in anything, you want it to turn around for you. So we want to create repeat clients, not one-time users. So that's a big shift we'll want to train our mind on. It's not like a spray tan where people are coming and they get their results in one setting. It's a marathon, it's not a sprint. So I'm hoping I can give you guys some ideas that will create that longevity in your customers. So we want to shift the mindset. we really, really want to stop selling sessions. A session is good to try it out, but really, if you can position yourself as like a 3 session pack, and I personally don't like doing session bundles for tanning because tanning's a long-term thing as well. But with light therapy, they're most likely not going to see something off of the first session. So if you buy 1 session today, I'm going to throw in 2 more for you to use this week. Let me set up your appointments Monday, Wednesday, Friday this week. What times work for you? Because one is not going to do it. And people are under the impression, even a tanning, like it's going to happen in 1 session, which it's not. And we want to position ourselves as problem solvers because everything red light does helps something going on with the person that you're talking to. So if every single conversation can be focused on, what pain you're having, are you stressed? Do you need self-care? Do you want a little bit more time for yourself today? What we can improve in their life is going to eventually turn them into red light users. I have so many people that will red light before they tan. Some will tan and then red light afterwards, but we've created that habit. We've created that. And then I have more clients now that if they're in a pinch, they're doing red light instead of tanning, which I know we must have sunk some seeds in there that have blossomed because that really is the goal. You can maintain a tan once a week. Red light twice a week, I would aim as the lowest level of that. But stress, sleep, needing time for themselves, we are going to be problem solvers for our clients. So I'm hoping today we talk about conversations that will just naturally reveal those for your clients, for you guys to be able to sell to that. And then, yeah, just set yourself up as a problem solver. So quick science snapshot, if I can click over there. This is like the keynotes. When somebody's like, what does light therapy do? This is what I tell people it does. It helps on a therapeutic level. It supports cellular energy, ATP production. It helps reduce inflammation, supports recovery, pain relief. It helps the skin. It helps people relax. It helps people sleep. So if you, again, want a deeper dive into the science behind it, check out my last webinar with JK on my YouTube channel. You should be able to search Kristin Smithers red light and my thing should come up. I don't know the exact tag at the end, but that should pop up.
Yes, or if they want to reply to the email that we send out after this, I will gladly send
Okay.
it's so
Yeah, I'll link that
informational.
up. The biggest thing with red light is science behind it is what makes it effective. So if you do know at least the quick snapshots, you'll be more confident talking about it, but also to position yourself as a business that relies on the science behind it. I know a lot of people now understand what a joule is. That's the total output. So if you can tell people, yeah, this will give you a skincare dose. This is going to be what you need for pain, marketing yourself as science instead of just somebody that threw in some red light and they're like, hey, we have it, but we don't really know anything about it. Set yourself up to actually understand the science. It works a lot better positioning yourself as knowledgeable and not just selling snake oil because we still have people that don't think red light works or they bought something online that is effective as a Christmas light and they're like, well, I tried it and it doesn't work. It's like what you tried was not pure therapeutic. So we want to position ourselves for results, the experience, and then promoting a routine. If you guys know how to tell people, let's do 3 times a week for a month and see where you're at, instead of like, yeah, just try it out today, you'll set yourself up in a better position. But this is really where more people go wrong than right. So they really promote red light as like, oh, it's an add-on. Oh, it's something extra. It's something that you can do on the side, but really we need to promote it in a way that's going to fit into people's routines. They're already coming to see you. They just need to devote a little bit extra time. And then once they know it improves their quality of life, they're going to be more open to hearing the routine and practicing the routine. And when people come into me and they're like, oh, yeah, I'm not really feeling the best, but that's on me. I haven't been coming as much as I should. Those are the conversations you'll eventually have to people. And it's like, all right, well, I have an opening right now. Like, let's get you in. But yeah, we don't want to add it as a complete cheap add-on because it's not a cheap service. As a promo offer to get people hooked, absolutely try something out, but it shouldn't be your price point going forward. It is a novelty service. All right. The perfect openers. My favorite question to actually start with is, what have you heard about red light? Some people have no idea what I'm talking about. Some people think I'm talking about the red light district. Some people will be like, wait, what are you saying? And then some people won't even realize you have it. They might know a little bit about it, or they might know improper things about it, like red light cures cancer. That's not a claim anybody should be making. Or they've heard that, adding it to a tan and it's going to do the same thing as a red light therapy dose, which it won't. And so when you open with something like, what have you heard about red light therapy? You naturally pique their interest. If they don't know about it, you can talk about it. If they do know about it, you'll be able to see where more information can be given. And that keeps up with the establishing you as a science-based source and then helps to correct misinformation. It's a very fine tiptoed line of making somebody feel bad about what they know or don't know. So never like, oh yeah, I heard that too, but really this is what goes on. So never make people feel bad. And I wish I had an exact way to say that, but I guess it comes to what people are telling you. Red light is not going to work in a single session. That's really the big misinformation. It's like, oh yeah, I'm going to do red light and I'm going to walk out glowing. You might have a little bit of a skin glow boost temporarily because of the circulation boost, but it works over time. And that really is the biggest misinformation that clients come in telling me. And then, of course, the biggest misinformation is that all red light is created equal, which we know it is not. The last device I tested, you would need to use for 632 minutes per area to get it to do a skincare dose. So it's not an equal playing field. And you want to make sure your clients know like what we offer will give you results. And then if you ask about the light therapy, you talk a little bit about it. They might not commit that day, but they might think about it. And then if you add a post on Facebook in a day or two about it, they'll reminded about it. And then the next time they come in, you can ask them, like, so did you give red light any thoughts? Because I have a bed that'll be perfect for you to try out. And then open-ended questions. This should be something everybody in our industry is familiar with. Are you good on lotion? Yes or no. And then it flat lines from there, where you could say, what are you using for lotion today? And then they'll at least give you an answer. So we want to ask questions that give answers that you can work off of. So you mentioned you're in pain today. Like, what did you do? And then they'll give you your whole story, but you'll learn like they hurt their knee. And then you can also ask, like, do they have any chronic pain or injuries that they've been dealing with for a while? Most people are walking around at like half capacity. It's very rare to find somebody that's like, I'm 100% mentally good. I'm 100% physically good. I'm happy. Like most people aren't because we're constantly in a state of stress. And that's actually one of my big selling points to my clients is if anything, you're just going to be a little bit more relaxed because everybody needs it. Being in a therapeutic dose of light therapy will put your body into, I call it rest and digest mode. It will tap your body back into, oh, hey, I can pause and heal. And just that alone is very beneficial for clients. So, on a scale of 1 to 10, how stressed are you actually? And I will always put these in clients' notes. If somebody tells me that they're in a pain level of 8, I make sure the next time they come in to ask them what their pain level is again. And I ask them right after they're done because we can give them a quantifiable, proven, like, wow, you actually said last week you were at an 8. And after today's session, you're telling me a 4. This is obviously working for you. So positive reassurance goes a really long way in the routine of communicating with clients. I try not to like one and done. Here's your red light. Here's your routine. I want to follow up with them, see what's helping, see what's not, because things might not be helping them with the routine that they're doing. Every other day really is the best pattern so people are not overdoing it. In very few cases, if somebody has a very bad injury, their pain level's a 9 or a 10, or they're dealing with chronic issues, day to day debilitation, I might suggest daily for like a week just to really get them started on a strong dose and then taper off. Um, Besides tanning is the next question I like to ask people. It's like, when was the last time you actually like took time for you? Because most people don't have time to practice self-care and they've made it to tanning, so they're already there. Let's extend that for them. So you're already providing that relaxing experience for them, and they're just going to start craving it more and more as they go on. So people come in, I have sauna stuff, I have light therapy stuff, I have tanning stuff, and that's the order we usually do it. And then as they're leaving, I'm like, so how much better do you feel right now? And it's always like, oh my gosh, this is amazing. I wish I could live here. Like you want those types of reactions from clients, and they usually will do that. So open-ended questions, not do you want to do red light today? That's yes or no. It's like, how stressed are you today? Let me be your problem solver. So once they open up, they tell you all their awesome stories. Listen and make sure you listen for those key details. That's when I'm adding notes to their account. You know, they were in a car accident a couple months ago. They were just hit by a car walking across the street. They fell off their motorcycle. And then the next time you're talking to them, hey, any better feeling since your car accident? Those little details make a huge, just personable experience. You're obviously treating your clients like they are there for you and you're there for them. We're not just, okay, you're all set in room 10. So remembering those key details is actually one of the biggest selling tips I can give, because if you know your customers, you're going to be able to problem solve for them more. But repeat what they said. Like, okay, so your knee is shattered, like you've got staples in it now. Like, how's your pain level? Are you on pain medicine? And then do you want something to try that might actually help? But don't rush to sell. Like, oh, by the way, I can give you a month of red light for $50. Talk about what it's going to do to help them first, but make them feel heard and then talk about what red light can do to help. Normally, you don't even have to talk about price, which is nice, but connect a problem to a solution. So if they're in pain, we can reiterate our red wave actually helps reduce inflammation and supports your recovery faster. Studies have shown with injuries, light therapy helps reduce healing time by half. And I know this from experience. My son just broke his hand in baseball. My daughter tore a CFL last year for volleyball, and her estimated time just to get her boot off, she was already cleared to play by that time. So it does work. It does help. You can always research studies on my Red Light Queen website. I do have the NIH library of all the light therapy studies, and I think we're surpassed 11,000 studies now, which is also a good number to remember when people are like, but does it work? It's like, yeah, and there's actually 11,000 studies and more going on now to prove it works and prove it to specific injuries, conditions, diseases. And if they mention stress, just one level, one session is going to help calm their nervous system. It's going to help them sleep better tonight. And that's a follow-up question I love to ask. And now that I keep saying following up questions, I should have added a follow-up question slide, but that'll be for next time. But how did you sleep last night? Because I have people that want to come and visit daily. I have them doing tanning and red light like one day and maybe sauna the next. But how'd you sleep last night? And they're like, you know what? I actually slept like a baby. It's like, yep, that's red light therapy working its magic for you. And then self-care. If people are just stressed, they're overworked, they're underpaid, they have no time away from the kids. So there's so much stress and routine that we can be like, well, I can give you a couple more minutes of Zen. Since you're already here, you already have a babysitter. It's not that much extra time, but you want to promote it in a way that ties back to what they are complaining about. And when they're complaining about their life, that's the best way to be like, I can help you. We can help you with that. Right. And then we're gonna
Sorry,
go.
Kristen.
Yeah,
We
yeah,
do have a question.
yeah.
Just wanted to let you know. Jody asked, what happens if they go every day or overdo it?
So that's when I say we're so used to doing things daily, you're actually going to hinder your results a little bit. Your body takes up to 48 hours to process through, to make your mitochondria come alive, for your cells to absorb and digest everything. And going too soon, too frequently interrupts that process. Same with tanning. It's almost the exact same lines that I use when people are tanning too much. But going every day will not enhance the results, and it actually can slow it down because it's bogging your lymphatic system. So it helps to promote your lymphatic system draining, but when you do it too much, your body cannot keep up with it. So people will get headaches, they'll have more pain, they might actually feel nauseous. If I overdo it on red light, I feel like I'm having like chest like compression issues, like to where my heart's beating out of my chest, but it's not. And it's just my body's way of saying, like, okay, we overdid it. Headaches are pretty common, rashes are pretty common, really, really strong red light. People that can actually come out and like be splotchy just because of the body's like, it's oversaturation. So if they're coming every day, it's like, let's tweak your routine a little bit. If you want to come every day, let's tan today and red light tomorrow. You're actually going to promote a better tanning routine and a better red light therapy routine that way. Um, any anything else?
Nope, that
Okay.
was so far the only
Okay.
one.
Okay. So we want to take advantage of the fact that red light right now is a novelty. Like people are curious, they're seeing it all over social medias. Their chiropractic might actually have been the one to recommend they go to you. Uh, they just saw the med spa, got a really fancy new equipment. We want to tackle in on the fact that people are excited, people are curious because it's new, it's exciting, it's trending. People want to start posting cute videos in more than just your top level bed. If you have influencers in your clientele, use them, because I think in a salon promo like that is one of the best ways to advertise. But then flip it to what they actually need. Yeah, it's amazing, but you're going to get addicted to it because it's going to help your shoulder injury. It's going to make that feel better. You're going to be less stressed. You're going to have better sleep. The energy that it can give you with a solid routine is better than 10 cups of coffee or the 5 Alanis that you drink in a day, which if you're drinking that many Alanis, we need to talk because that's not good. It's going to help improve your skin health. I don't, when people are like, you don't look like you tan. And like right now, obviously I'm not, but I've been tanning my entire life since I was 15 and able to go to a tanning bed. And I tell people, like, well, I skincare a lot, but ever since I've been doing red light, like I've noticed a physical difference in my skin. It just helps slow down that aging process, which is going to be a huge target point for a lot of people coming to visit you. I I frequently will have people that don't use product, complain about their skin, how it looks. They overdo it on tanning. And I'll suggest light therapy because I'm like, this is going to be the easiest way to give you what you want without having to remember to put product on, without having to remember to go get Botox every 3 months. It's going to naturally help boost your collagen production. So if you can approach it in a way like, well, if you really don't want to do any new skincare products, I do have a bed that will help do that naturally. A very interesting conversation on another salon owner's Facebook recently was, is there actually any skincare products that are going to do what like Botox and fillers fake? And I saw a lot of comments saying like, let's get a good red light routine going because the people that do it consistently do see the benefits of it. So get that excitement and turn it into why they need it as well. And then your energy sells it. If your staff, if you are not doing the routine, it's not going to be believable. I mean, it's the same thing with products. I always encourage people to grab a bottle from your case that you ordered and let your staff use it. It's not costing that much. You're getting your clients to use it by your staff. Because if staff are like, I've never tried it, but I've heard good things, it's better than nothing. But really, that personal experience is going to sell it. When people feel that, okay, wow, it's really helped them, your stories, your personal connections behind it, it just makes it more real. And if somebody's like, it's snake oil, but you're looking great, you're feeling great, people are like with me, they're like, I don't know how you do everything you do. It's like, I actually don't know either, but I have a really good routine and I have like tools that help me keep my routine. So confidence from what actually makes you feel good or what you feel improvement with is going to be what helps sell. So if your staff is not doing a routine yet, I know you can't force them to. You legally can't. But if you hype it up enough and you're like, you should go, I'll let my staff sometimes go and use it, clock out, go have a little long break, and then take your lunch. I sometimes will have just like a party and it's like, yeah, go back. I'll cover the counter right now. You guys go use the services you want to do. Tanning is one of like all my staff's favorite things, obviously. But when I go in their history and I see that they've been doing the light therapy, I'm like, okay, we know it's working. So if you don't have any experience, you really have no conviction to sell it because you're just reiterating what you've heard. So if you actually can give an experience, it's going to be so much better.
And
All
Jody
right.
has another
Yeah.
question, Kristen. She said, so GLP-1s, like sometimes they're known as like you can get saggy skin from that. Could red light be a solution for that?
um, Tightening, toning as you're losing the weight is going to be the biggest thing. GLP-1 medication isn't going to cause skin sagging, and I've
Mhm.
seen it marketed in a way that that connection has been made. It's the rapid weight loss that does it. Ideally, if you are on a GLP-1 routine or you're taking things like MOTS-C, things that will help you lose weight, hopefully everybody's being guided to not lose too much weight too soon. So that's like what I work on with my clients is making sure we're not just dropping 5 pounds a week. It's like that's not healthy. That will cause the sagging. Um, but I mean, I've lost since October, what, 39 pounds? But that's been since October. And I don't personally feel any like skin sagging going on, thankfully, but it does play a big part in the routine with the slow and steady and making sure you stick with that routine. It's a lot easier to prevent than cure, unfortunately, but they should be able to see a visible if they continuously do red light, infrared light. I'm a huge fan of green light if you have green light devices for that. Um, and that also aids in weight loss too. So, yeah, it will help. Unfortunately, it's just the too fast, too soon that's going to cause it because your body will absorb over time. But when it's just like, boom, like where does it go? It doesn't have time to react. So just slow that down.
Yeah,
Any
you need to
follow-up
let your
questions to that?
Yes, there is. There's a few more, so I'll let you know when they're over.
Okay.
Sunbeam Tanning said, is there a major difference in terms of effectiveness between tube RLT bulbs and LED RLT?
Yes and no. April or May edition of Sun is Life magazine, I actually have a column coming out about that specifically. Fluorescent lamps are very limited into how much output that they can give. It is a more even balance. It doesn't lose its effectiveness as fast as, say, like an LED does. Like an LED, depending on its strength, like you can move a centimeter away and be at zero. Stronger ones, you can move farther away and still have it. With the fluorescent tubes, it does give a more uniform. You're not having any missed spots, but the most you're going to get out of those is really going to be a skincare dose. I haven't seen fluorescents give more than maybe 15 joules in their treatment times, where LEDs typically you're doing at least 20 to 30. 30 is my recommendation for a therapeutic dose. And I mean pain, skin tightening, toning, inflammation relief, up to 60 for like really, really chronically inflamed or like level 10 pain clients. But yeah, there is a difference in overall output. I would I, I'm muddling my words on that one. It just depends on your end goal. So if it's just light skincare, fluorescents are great. It's not going to be the end all for pain and like really intense therapy options. So LED does a lot better at that. And then comparing to lasers, lasers are about the same. They're just so heavily concentrated in one area that they do actually offer a little bit more risk than the other two. Lasers, you obviously want to use eye care with because it goes in a little bit deeper, but it tends to oversaturate and overheat. So that's the main differences between the three. But I will, if it's not April's, it's definitely going to be May's. Um,
So we just all
Summer's
have to
Life
keep an eye
magazine.
out on
Yeah,
it.
yeah,
I kind of like that. And just always have to read up on the magazines.
yeah. And all of my articles, whether they're for red light or like salon topics, I usually get inspiration from what things are talking about on forums or things I've talked about with like my clients. So I try to write stuff that makes sense and answers everybody's questions.
You listen to the people, Kristen.
I try. I do try.
Yes. Okay.
Uh, Anything else for
Yes, we
that?
just have about two more. Lauren asked, my team just rolled out a training course a few months ago for salons on nanometers for all our equipment and incorporated a chart with the red light and infrared wavelength to show the penetration for each and the nanometer ranges for each. Do you have any additional tips for how to explain the wavelength of red light and infrared to clients? All four new ideas. Smiley face.
That's super, super sciencey, and I love that.
She does.
Especially in this day and age where it's very easy to disprove things if you know the nanometers. For example, all of the tanning lamps that are being sold on TikTok, it's actually blue light therapy. It's not going to tan. It's not going to tan anything. If there's color developing from it, it's actually because of like overpigmentation and like hyperpigmentation. It's not the tan that you would want from like UVA, UVB. So if you know the nanometers, you can confidently say, like, oh, yellow is great for like calming down irritated skin, or we've got 633 nanometer, that is the gold standard red light to produce the benefits that you're looking for. Adding that in, it's a very it depends on who you're talking to. There are clients that come in that's so much extra information. So I usually try to just leave a quick blurb on my website. And then like if you want to know more, like we do have some more info on our website. Um, Displaying it though, I would say like have it be in like a nice framed quick facts outside the room. So when you're doing the salon tour, you'd be like, and this one has, 800 nanometers infrared, which is going to really help your tissues. So just really short and sweet for that one, I think is the best selling tips. So you don't overwhelm people with like, what biology class did I just attend? But there are going to be clients that really, really want to know that. And it should be something that your staff can reference to. Maybe not remember right off the back of their head all the time, but just enough to be like, oh, yeah, this has this, this, this.
Mhm.
So that
She
would
just
be
mentioned that she said we house it in our tour book.
perfect.
So,
Yeah,
yeah.
I think that's the perfect. And then if you do like any educational type posts online, that's a great one, a great way to add that in too. Bullet points on the picture and then a little bit more in depth underneath. So if people want the information, it's there. And then over explaining in salon takes time away from your staff, from other clients, from cleaning. So I try to give it in places like emails for my clients. So if they need it, it's there without taking too much time in salon.
Okay.
Anything else?
Yes. So, D Root, I'm not sure what I kind of like that name, so I'm just calling him D Root. Red light prep products, are they really worth it or is it blocking the red light?
If it is specifically made for red light purposes, it is going to enhance it or at least not block it. If it's not made for red light, it is going to block it. I did a very unscientific study, like I think it was 2 years ago, where I put different serums, different lotions through a glass shelf. I had my meter underneath it. I had my 100 milliwatts per centimeter squared torch on top. The glass itself reduced the red light, and there were a couple serums made to enhance red light that actually brought the numbers up from what the glass did. So like in my mind, that's proof enough for me that it is going to enhance. You'll want to use a little bit. You're not wanting to use like more than an ounce for your entire body. Like think more like a quarter ounce. But if it's made specifically for red light, it is going to enhance it. And
Mhm.
your skin, just like if it's thirsty, it's not going to tan well. Red light's a little bit more finicky and it'll bounce and reflect away a little bit easier. So those products are made to draw that in and then amplify the results. Of course, depending on the products, but yep, pretty confident to say if it's red light made, it's going to be good for it.
Yes. And this question I could answer only because you recommended something to me once upon a time, but he asked some of the best prep products. So I'll let you answer.
I use collagenetics. I love the collagenetics line. And I'm not knocking the other brands out there. I've just found the sellability of them, their fact sheets for them, their marketing for them have been a really good seller. I did end up like trying like my own hand at like some prep products and aftercare products. Um, but unfortunately, having to order like minimum of 50 or a minimum of like it was just not what I wanted for like my shelf turnover. But collagenetics is great. I've actually everything that we can get from like Heartland, from JK, from they're all going to be good options, I feel like. But I like collagenetics personally. So
Yes, we actually have one more. Somebody
yeah,
just asked, should there be any heat to red light, or is that only when you introduce it with infrared?
it depends on your body. So if there is active things in your body that's reacting to the red light, heat is going to be a byproduct. When I do my photopuncture, the acupuncture sessions with light, um, this side of somebody's shoulder might be in pain and they're like, ow, that's really hot. And I'll switch them and they're like, it's still hot. So then I'll have them like actually touch it and put it on different parts of their body. That's their bodies reacting to it. There is going to be heat byproduct though, because of the units and how they have to power the diodes. Yeah, it's inevitable that there's going to be heat. There might be a lot of heat depending on how something is made. But when you add infrared, that's going to obviously amp up the heat factor. And there are some equipment that are very well ventilated, very well put together. They might not produce heat at all, but the body will because it's reacting to the light therapy.
Yes. And then Jody just asked a question, and I'll just preface the question and say that I know you touched base on this on the previous webinar. So, Jody, I can also send that to you, but I'll let Kristin summarize it a little bit for you. It is, what is the difference between red light only or red light and infrared?
Infrared goes deeper. Infrared works on the muscles a little bit more. Red light is more skin surface and whatever overflows kind of gets absorbed by the blood and goes through your body. Adding the two together just amplifies what each other does. So if I was healing like a skin issue and I just did red light, oh, I'm trying to remember the one study. It healed 15% faster. If I was just doing infrared, it healed 30% faster. But adding the red and infrared together had it healed like 70% faster. So they both work in similar ways. Infrared just goes deeper. When I'm doing my salon tours, that's actually how I explain it. I explain all the skincare and the circulation boosts of red light. And then I say infrared actually goes deeper. It's stronger benefits of that and it pushes it through your body. So that's where you get the really good benefits for like bones and muscles and healing. Um, I love combining red and infrared. That's because they do, they just make each other more powerful.
Agreed. And that's all we have right now.
Okay.
So I
I
will
only
let
have a couple more slides, so we
you.
can
Okay.
do the rest at the end if there's more. The
Yes, I'll
one
wait.
thing I really see a lot of is how do we price this? I've got somebody, 10 minutes away that is giving red light therapy for $15 a month. And I have somebody the other 10 minutes away selling it for $150 a session. I've I'm always a big fan of focusing on you, focusing on what you can provide. If it does come down to a price competitive point, I tried to do my unlimited, which is like one light therapy service a day, uh, ha not half the price of what they offer because it's not half the price, but what they get for value actually ends up being like really, really, really good value. So think what works for your salon. Mm, my big goal is my per client average. if somebody's coming in just one time and that's the only time I'm seeing them, how much do I need to make to pay the bills? So if you know what your per client average is, whether you add red light to your already existing memberships as like a bonus feature or you do a separate one, I always say keep that per client average in mind. Your typical member is going to be a member for 6 to 8 months. So that's how I try to calculate all of my pricing. But sell the value, what they are getting. There's always going to be something that's cheaper. There's always going to be something more expensive. We want to focus on the value. And like, I go out to dinner, just my husband and I, and somehow we're spending like $200 and that's like one drink each. And I'm like, that wasn't even a fancy restaurant. So to me, that's like gasping. When we go out to eat with all of our 4 kids, it's insane, but we do. And I always like to point that out to people. It's like, how much did you pay the last time you went out to dinner? We have it priced right around that, but you can come in 3 times a week and get that like nice relaxed time. But try not to compete against gyms. Try not to compete against med spas. I'm assuming you're probably going to price stuff cheaper than med spas. You're going to price stuff more than gyms. Gyms are adding stuff because it's just they need more people. Gyms function on having the masses and herding everybody in and having a lot of memberships to justify their huge space. We are going to provide that one-on-one care. We're going to be following up with people. We are using it in a way to help people, not just have an extra amenity. So try to keep that in the back of your head and not get too discouraged if people are going too too cheap because you get what you pay for. They're not having an experience there. They're getting most likely dirty units and stuff that's not maintained right. This is an example pricing structure, and I would personally like it if people price their single sessions at least $25 to $50. I've seen people sell red light sessions for $5 and it's just undervaluing. It's cheap. People are going to think it's cheap. It's not going to be effective. So I like to see single sessions 25 to 50. And then this might not work for your salon. There's no right or wrong way to do pricing. Everybody's different. I will never say what you're doing is wrong. There might be a little bit areas that we could tweak, but I also sell 30-day passes because there are some people that will not ever want to put a card on file for memberships. So I try to sell my 30-day passes as if they're doing about 4 sessions. And then from there, my memberships, I like to do about half off what my 30-day passes are. You can tweak those numbers. I want the values to be in the membership. So if you know what your goal is for like a membership price, you can work backwards off of that and see where you are for single sessions. If that makes it to where a single session is $100, might be a little bit overpriced. If it makes it to where a single session is like $3, it's a little bit underpriced. Did I see a question pop up?
Yes. It was Candace. She asked, how would you differentiate the red wave and poly to clients?
Poly is going to be a really good targeted portion. It's a very high therapeutic dose. It's going to be a lot of bang for your buck in a small amount of area. So great for targeting face. But if they want to push those benefits, add some more muscle relief, some more stress release, the red wave is going to amplify that throughout the entire body. Uh, And I have most people bouncing between all of my lineup. I very rarely have people that only do the red wave. I very rarely have people that only do the poly. We have our poly with our pod, and then we have a poly with a massage chair. The massage chairs heavily used. The red waves are most used spa room still to this day.
And we did have another question. Desiree asked, does red light help lower cortisol levels? And how would it benefit someone with high cortisol?
It does, and it almost does it instantly, which is a really fun fact to give people. But over time, it's going to work on cortisol levels. It's going to work on anything clogging the system, is how I try to sell it to clients. So, yes, it does. And if you want to do a little bit more deep dive of that, I'll add that for like my next webinar. Maybe we'll go talk about like specific medical topics,
They're
which,
always giving us good ideas.
yeah, yeah. So thanks. Keep them coming. But
Yeah.
yes, it does.
Okay.
It does almost instantly, which is very easy to sell when somebody's like, is it going to help this? It's like, yeah, and you should notice something like that.
Okay.
But for
That's
memberships, I really do recommend making your memberships the most purchased thing when it comes to selling light therapy because it's a marathon. It's not a sprint. People need to do it consistently.
okay. And
And I
Tanya
think
asked one other question. I'm
yeah,
sorry. It said, "What is your most used red light unit?"
my red wave. And that's out of all of my spa services. I have one tanning piece of equipment that's used more than my red wave. So to put that into perspective is crazy for me, as I never thought I would be to the point where we've pretty much increased 100% of our client base with spa services. And for the red wave to take the cake, to consistently, I could do week to week, I could do month to month, I've had the red wave, what, just under a year? Or is it going to
Wasn't
be
it July of last year or something?
yeah,
Yeah.
and that is my number one used service. So comparing to months that I didn't have it for the prior year or like the year comparison, it still was the most used spa room. So that one has been very well worth it for me.
Well,
Um,
we love hearing that over
yeah,
here, of
oh yeah,
course.
yeah.
Um,
If it changes, I'll let people know, but I don't think it will.
uh,
Um, so
yep.
with back to memberships, why these are such a like an important thing if you're not offering memberships, at least for light therapy, we need it to be a routine. If people are consistent, they're going to get better results. They'll give your business some more predictable income. It's a win-win on both sides, but we want our clients to have the best results. They will end up being the best advertisement for you because they're going to send all their friends to you, and consistency is what goes. So memberships help keep the cost down for them, helps keep revenue predictable for you, helps keep that consistency goal going. And then some ideas to make it easy to sell this. I like doing skincare bundles with a red light month pass for free. So if somebody buys like a skincare bundle, like the entire collagenetic set, I will sometimes do maybe the first month in the membership free. That would actually go to your goals a little bit better. But upgrade incentives, I will give 3 sessions away for free with a purchase of like a bottle of enhancer. They have to use it in a week though, because we want to get them on that consistent routine. If you buy this, get the 3 sessions. That works really, really well for us. We do have all of our membership stuff combined. So if people join a lower level, they get our level one tanning, they get our skincare red light, and then they get like our level one spray tans. So that's me. That works for us. I'm in a very small town. It's easier to just bundle everything instead of having a bunch of packages. But we really want to get them on that routine. We want to get them on a membership and whatever fun ways you can think of, like, oh, new members this month get a free month of Red Wave. So if you do different levels, sometimes throwing that in the beginning will get them to upgrade their membership later. You're going to hear the same questions from clients. Is it safe? Yes, like it's drug free, it's non invasive, it is very well studied. There are some contraindications. I believe I talked about those on the webinar, the last one. How fast does it work? You should feel a little bit better almost instantly, but if you keep up with it, it's going to be the best. My clients notice when they are not in the routine like they should be. So that's how we keep people coming back is once they start realizing, oh yeah, I do feel a little bit better now that I'm back doing it. And then you want to be clear, not pushy. We want to be fact-based. We want to be confident. We want to use everything you've told me today. So they tell you their stories. You talk about how their knee is eventually going to need surgery. They're pushing it off because they can't take the time off of work. It's like everything you're telling me, like I need you to get into that bed because I know for a fact it's going to at least help your pain out while you're waiting on surgery. Like let's get you started today. Let's instead of tanning today, let's start you on red light. People will follow if you lead to like, all right, I need you to do this. Like, yeah, I will feel better if you do this because I know you're going to feel better. But not if people really don't want to do it, we're just going to keep dropping those seeds. But go back to like, based on what you told me, I know for a fact this is going to help you. But keep it simple and introduce it in a way that it's going to help them. Like, period. It's going to help them. I talked about the word of mouth is going to be your biggest asset. So if you can create lifelong fans of your product, which is your services, your brand, you're going to just amplify that. People are going to share your post. They're going to comment on your post. They're going to refer your friends. We always do refer a friend credits if people join a membership and somebody referred them, but they will see the results. They're going to build their own routines. They're going to have their own success stories. Ask them if you can share their success story. I know I talk a lot about what you can and can't say, what you can and can't advertise. But if a client says something and that's their personal testimony, I always share the heck out of them. So you want to build a habit, you want to build loyalty. Eventually, that's going to lead to referrals. And I like to ask my routine clients that have nothing but good things to say, like, do you know anybody that actually might benefit from this? And I usually will give them like a free session to give to their friend to bring to us. And then practice everything. It is a lot, and scripts are hard, salon tours are hard. So the more you can practice it, the better. Role play with your staff. Once a day, try to answer questions that your staff will have for this so they can be like, oh, I found out this. Share real stories with your clients. Repeat, repeat, repeat. One of my favorite events that I ever did was like this big hall open house. People could come in, they could try it, we could talk about it. And what I want to do is actually have like a family and friends day where I can get all of my staff's friends, close friends, family, like come in, let's talk about it. These will be the easiest people to try to talk to, especially your family members, and just practice a little bit more. But if you're looking for like a big launch, I love open house style. Like, we're going to have an after hours party. I want everybody to come join us and we're going to answer your questions. And then that helps you figure out what your clients are asking too. So you'll be better prepared in the future. But every conversation at the end of the day with selling red light in mind should help identify a need that your client has. It should then connect whatever problem they have with a solution that we can offer, and then just make it easy to start. So whatever, easy on, easy off, whatever way you can get them to be like, okay, I'm going to do it risk-free 30 days. If I can cancel after the 30 days, that makes it a little bit easier in a customer's mind, in my opinion. But we're not just so we're not actually selling red light. We're selling how people feel after they use it, while they use it. I fall asleep when I'm doing a session. I wake up drooling. I zap out and I wake up like, oh, I'm in a different world. This was really nice. So if you focus on this, everything else should come into play a little bit better for you. But that's actually that's all I have, because I didn't actually know how to organize this
This is great.
to where I can easily sell. But I think honestly, the best sales tips I've ever gotten has just been in conversation. So I appreciate the questions and little
Yes.
tweaks that we can make to make your presentation a little bit better.
We have about four questions
Oh,
awaiting. So we have about 6 minutes left.
yeah. I did not
And
plan to take up this whole hour. You guys
it's
need to tell me when
okay.
to zip my
People
mouth.
are curious, so let's just get them answered, and you're doing great. So Tammy asked, or Tammy said, you mentioned that you offer poly with your massage chair. How do you do that when the massage chair is sitting up, down, then up again? It does
Uh,
not really move to make changes.
is it's the I don't know. I wish there was like just a little bit higher of an arm so like you could go up and over. So we actually have instructions in the room. We teach people how to use it. Sit in the massage chair, lower yourself back, and then we have the poly next to it, and then we have them pull it over their face. In the pod, people pull it over their face just from behind. There really, unfortunately, is no easy way to do that unless we get like some weird little miniature massage chair. But yeah, that's I'll have to do a video of how we get in and out because it is a little bit of a hassle. We try to be staff free for that. Like, once customers are comfortable doing it, then they just do it on their own. But we do do it for them the first couple of times until they're familiar.
And then Candace has two questions here. Do you have separate 30 packages for each spa service or bundled?
I have, this is a really great question. I should probably know my menu, huh? Um, I have a 30-day spa pass, which will give one light therapy service a day and one sauna, like heat therapy service a day. I have that priced double what I have my top member. I lied. I think I have it maybe the same price. So what I try to do is the membership is going to give us everything. Or if you want to pay around the same price, like, yeah, you can do like one light therapy service a day. We really don't sell a lot of the 30-day passes, which is why I'm like, wait, what do we actually sell? And then I think we have like a 2 week plan of like our wellness club that gives everything for like 2 weeks. And that is the same price as the wellness. So as our wellness club, our membership club, I try to make it so it's like, yeah, you're getting double the time if you join the membership. And you for us, you can freeze or cancel it at any time. So I don't do one per thing because we'd have like a zillion packages.
Mhm. And Candace also asked, do you recommend with teaming up with local chiropractors for treatments?
I have two that refer to me. If it's something where they are comfortable referring to, absolutely. If they know about the benefits and it's not something that they plan to bring to their practice, yeah, absolutely. That's a no-brainer in my opinion.
Yeah.
And you could give them some kickbacks too. Like if it's something where, you scratch my back, I scratch yours, like we can refer each other. When people are like, do you know any good chiropractors? Have their business cards. But I do like in-store cash money for referrals. So I wouldn't be opposed to the chiropractors having that, but they usually just refer because they know what we offer is pretty good.
Mhm. Yeah. And then Bridget, so we have some clients who have had the big C, so cancer. They are always asking how red light can help them and if there are any effects, good or bad, to using it during treatments and after they are cleared of it.
So the downfall diseases, pregnant people, cancer, there's not a lot of studies done on counterindication. So it's usually just like an avoid it. It's the principle that if light therapy makes your cells work better, there is a fear that it could also make cancer cells work better. There are some studies that have shown a reduction in, say, skin cancer, but that's not something that we should really be saying as like yes or no. We always want to guide to their doctors to talk about it. I have always, under my practice, is we don't light the area that's affected, but we can support the body in doing what it needs to do. We're just like, we're not going to light up, like if it's breast cancer, let's avoid that area because we don't know either way.
Yeah. And then Tanya said, what kind of red light training do you give to your employees?
So we do on the like my redlightqueen.com. There's a $400 course that everybody can go and take for free. That's what I have my staff do once they're comfortable in the salon. I'm not going to overwhelm them with everything right off the bat. They learn how to do the salon tours. They know how to give the basic facts for like each room. Some are really great at learning, like the jewels. I have cheat sheets outside the room. I try to do cheat sheets on my website. Um, so I have them do that red light training eventually. So
And what's
that's
that
one.
course called? Sorry.
Um, I think it's linked as get a free red light therapy course. Yeah, it's a direct link to get it for free.
Okay. I'd say we can include that in the email if you want,
Yeah,
or
yeah, absolutely.
okay, awesome. And we just have one other question then.
Yep,
Uh, do you offer a day wellness or salon pass price?
I do. My spa sessions are $50 each, and I offer one light, like either one light or heat service, one tan and a spray tan for $60. And it's so cheap comparing to buying each thing individually that if they want to do multiple things, it's there. You are going to get people on vacation. You are going to have the times where people are only going to want one, and there is a time and place for it. So we try to sell like, oh, since you're doing that, let's do, for $10 more, you can get a light therapy session beforehand and a spray tan afterwards. But
Get
yeah,
you
I
all
do.
confident. Yeah. Okay, well, that's all the questions we have. If you guys are on here and you think of anything, let us know. You can reply to the email that we're going to send out. I have a few links that I'll go ahead and add in there that Kristin kind of recommended, so you guys can look at that. And Kristin, if you have anything to wrap it up, go
Kill
ahead.
it this busy season, everybody. All of
Yeah.
those clients coming in should get hooked on red light as well as coming back for your summer tans. So I'm excited to see everybody's ideas and how it works. Or if you have any more questions, I'll send other links that I think my Facebook group, the All Things Light Therapy group, would be like the best place to ask sales tips and whatnot. I'll post everything on there.
Yes, yes. And Tara also said thank you for a million times for sharing your vast knowledge. And I somebody else asked when will the next one be? I just want to preface and say that we will plan that. And we will have a next one. We'll just work with each other to plan the next one and let you
Yep.
guys know of that time. So,
Yep.
okay.
You'll be seeing us again.
Yes, I will be sending out that email with the recordings, previous and current, and all the links, like I said. And if anybody has any questions, just reply to that link, and I'll get with Kristin or email, and I'll get with Kristin to answer those. Thank
Bye,
you all
guys.
so much. Yes,
Thank you.
you all for joining. We'll see you soon.
Bye, guys.